We know that platform migration is such a total pain. It's so hard to ask people to go to that SharePoint site or run out to the intranet or head out to the LMS and find out information and updates about your initiative. And that's why we've integrated Tigerhall very, very deeply within Microsoft Teams, which is where people tend to spend more than 50% of their work days. And that's where you can reach them right in the flow of work, exactly where they are. So Tigerhall is accessible in 3 different places. You have it as a mobile app, so that's App Store, Google Play. People can download it, access everything right from the phone. You also have it on the web app, which is accessible in the browser, and then in Microsoft Teams. And all of these 3 places are synced. So if someone is in front of Microsoft Teams at work and then they go fetch their kids from school and they listen to something on the go, they can do that on mobile. And then vice versa, when they listen to something on the way to the office, it picks up right where they left off when they get into Microsoft Teams. So they're all synced. So let me show you what our Microsoft Teams integration looks like and how that works. So now I'm inside my Microsoft Teams environment. I have my calendar here, my calls, my OneDrive, Copilot, and so on. And here I have Tigerhall. So there are 4 places in Microsoft Teams where Tigerhall is fully integrated and embedded. And the first out of those 4 is where you have the entire app accessible directly within the interface. So exactly the way that you see it and interact with it on the web app or on the mobile, you can access that directly within your Microsoft Teams environment as well. So this is where I have all the different initiatives that are impacting me. I have my change journeys, my assignments here. And as an administrator, I also have access to the entire admin portal where I can do targeting, I can create my content, I can create assignments, view analytics, and so on. So I have full access to all of these tools directly within here. So I don't even need to leave Microsoft Teams to go anywhere else. So that's the first one. Now the second place is within chats. So if I go to my chat section, in my DMs, I will have a direct message here from Tigerhall. So within all my DMs, and this is all my channels, this is where I have Tigerhall integrated in 2 places. So the first here is the DM. So that means when I have a new assignment, there is new communication, capability building, something that is relevant for me that I should take a look at, I get that direct message to me as a user. So whenever you create those assignments, which you can do directly from here, you get into people's DM inboxes, DM being direct messaging. So you get right in where they communicate with their boss, with their colleagues, with their teams. This is where your change communication goes. So no more getting buried in SharePoint or having people missing your emails or not even opening your emails. No more of that. You get directly into where they are. So here I've just been notified that I have a new assignment on some best practices in implementing a new SOP that I'm part of. So the audience that I'm part of has been targeted with this specific communication. So that means I'll get it notified like this. I can just press view, and this takes me directly to my assignment. So I see that, okay, I have a 4-minute power read. This is from our transformation change advisor, Elizabeth. And then I can see what this is about, and I can start reading it here. I also see how other people have received it, what are the comments on this, the 2-way feedback loops kick in here, and I can choose to read this directly within Microsoft Teams. Now, all the usual things that apply to Tigerhall, the languages, the translation, maybe you want to read this in Danish or you want to listen to it in French, very easy to do that, and it immediately changes to your preferred language. And if you've set this beforehand, then of course it will be in your language, and the same with listening.
Champ d'application et objectif. L'objectif de cette SOP est de fournir un cadre structuré permettant aux responsables des opérations.
So that's where you have the communications, and then you have the comments and the interaction right here as well. So that's where you can ask any follow-up questions, and this is all been delivered to you within a second through the DMs. Now, the third way is through the different channels. So when you operated like teams and channels with this kind of setup, within each of these channels, you can choose to add a tab with the right initiatives affecting the people in that channel. So let me show you how that works. So now I'm in here, something called Field Operations Managers. Now, let's say I want to add in an initiative that is impacting this group. I simply choose to add a tab, and this is where you find Tigerhall. So I can add Tigerhall here and choose the tab. Then here I select my topics, and these topics are going to be the initiatives that you have set up in Tigerhall. So depending on the initiative or different topics that you have, you would select it from here. So maybe something called data and tech or driving business growth, for example. So I can select the topics that are the resources for this particular team that they should have access to directly within their channel. So if I'm part of this field operations manager group, I now have the resources for this initiative accessible to me directly within the channel. Now, when you set it up, it's called Tigerhall Topics, but you can also choose to rename this and call it anything you like. So for example, this might be your SOP best practices resources, let's say. And then you can save that. So now that means I'm part of this channel. I see that someone set up a topic, and this is where I have my transformation resources, merger resources, and here what we just set up, SOP best practices resources. So this means that I can very quickly find the right information that is relevant for me when I'm directly within my channel. And every time there is new communications, capability building, or information that is part of an initiative that is affecting this group, it will come up like a post like this. So they might have all their other chats, all their daily conversations, everything the field operations managers are talking about is in this chat. And then they will come up a card like this, that there is new information for them, and they can just open this directly within the tab. So here they're still within the field operations managers. They can open this. It's a podcast. They can choose to listen to it.
Local to mine, and companies like your Best Buys, Dells, HPs, companies with consumer electronics have taken.
So this is where they can see it's 60-minute podcast. They can bring it up right where they are within this channel. So they don't even have to leave the channel. They stay within the channel where they work. And if they want to ask any questions about it, they can do that directly here, still within the channel. So they never really have to leave where they work. So this is where most people spend more than 50% of their days, and you get your communications, enablement, transformation communications right directly within their workflow. So that's the third way. Now, the fourth way that we integrate with Microsoft Teams is through the Activity tab. So the Activity tab is where people get their notifications of everything that is happening in their daily work, right? Mentions and messages and things like that. And this is where all your Tigerhall work is integrated as well. So this is used for things like you have an assignment due, so reinforcement before a deadline. If you set this is a due date of 30th of April, for example, I will then receive assignment due and reminders and notifications up until that due date. So it reinforces people automatically. You don't have to go out and remind them to look at that email or nudge them to that SharePoint site or ask them like, hey, did you see this? Or like, have you looked at this? You don't have to do that. Everything here is automatically reinforced. You get all of these reminders and anything new that is happening as well. So anything new that gets assigned to them or someone mentioning them or starting to follow them, any of these social activities as well that is happening around your initiatives, people get notified here too. So those are the four ways that Tigerhall integrates with Microsoft Teams. So you've got the full app experience directly accessible within your Microsoft Teams environment. You've got the direct messaging, allowing you to directly message people about things that they should be aware about that are really highly critical. You've got the channel tab integration where you can add in resources about an initiative and change that is affecting a certain group and get that right into their workflow through integrations through the channel tabs. And you've got the activity tab where it's automatically reinforcing, reminding people and making sure that people are seeing the information and consuming the content, capability building and communication that you send out to them. So there is no need to send people to 17 different destinations to ask them to stay up to date with what's happening in your change and transformation initiative. It's right where they work directly on Microsoft Teams.